Hi guys, welcome back. I'm just going to do another couple of quick little videos today. I'm going to do I say quick videos, isn't it? Are they? The intentions there, I'd give me that. I've got good intentions. I'm going to do a little U-bolt. I've got this, I bought this, it's a log like that, but it started to crack down the centre, so I thought I'd better quickly get it cut. So I've cut it down the centre and made 4 of these sort of blanks. I've got them mainly to do cowboy hats, but I thought, you've seen that, I'm going to do a little bow out of this one because it's got this bit here where obviously there was a branch coming out the side, so I thought that could, I don't know, it's got a nice pattern. Like, that could turn out to have some really nice figures on that. So right, I've drilled that. I've put a 6mm hole in that for a worm screw. That's how I'm going to mount it, and I'm going to use my SC1 chuck. Okay, these ain't just for small little projects. You can do these sort of, I mean, that's quite a chunky little bowl, but that's going to be fine on there, absolutely fine. Right, I'm going to use a worm screw. So you get the worm screw comes with these, so we're just going to pop that in. Right, they've got flats on them, which you want the flats to locate on the inside bit of the jaws, see? Right, so that's it, and then I'm going to just nip it, don't over tighten it. Remember, it's metal on metal, so don't go over tightening. Right, that's it, that's in there. And I mean, pull it forward a little bit, and then it sits, pull it forward as you tighten it up, and then it's all sat there nicely. Right, so I'm going to screw that on. Ah, see, that wasn't quite on the flats there because it's just moved and gone onto the flats. So now I can tighten my chuck up to that. It's got flats on it, and you need to get those flats in line with the bits. Obviously I didn't, I was on the rounded corner part. If you see what I mean, I'll show you another one here. If you see that on these worm screws, you've got flats there and rounded edges, and you want to clamp down on the inside bit of the chuck. It clamps in there, but it clamps this, and you want it to be on those flats. If you get it on the rounded bits, what you do, you start turning, and then it'll jump to the flats, and then it'll be loose inside. It won't come flying out, but it'll be loose. So that's what happened there. So I'm glad that happened. I thought I'd got a flat, but I'm glad that happened because it shows you. If you don't know about it, there you go, done. I can actually show you that on the SC2 chuck because they are the same, and they take the same worm screw. So if I open that up, right, inside on your jaws, you can't see it probably, but inside you got the carriers, okay, and the jaw carriers will clamp onto that bit. So when you put that in there, get to roughly the size, right, when you clamp that in and you start tightening, it's not this bit that holds it, it's actually the flats on the inside. So what you want to do is you want to feel for where the flats are, because you want that to clamp down. See, right, I'm just getting it there. Right, I can feel there, that's on the flats, okay, and it won't twist. And then you want to tighten it down on that, so it's clamping down on that. I've got loads of these little worm screws because I bought so many of the chucks. I've got 4 of them. So yeah, it's those flat edges, okay. You want to make sure the jaw carriers are clamping on the flat, not on the rounded bit, because when you start turning, as soon as you start, it'll be under pressure, it'll slip to the flats, and then it start rattling on you. Okay, so that's how you want to get them. And where you've got the slot around it, that slot, that the jaws go into that's to actually stop it pulling out, but they don't clamp that. The actual clamping is done on that back bit, so be aware of that. Some of the others, they do clamp down on they actually clamp down on the shank of it, but the big ones are the same. So when you get the big ones, you can see it better on that. For the SC3 and 4, they have these flats, and you want to make sure your jaw carriers are clamping on the flat, not that rounded bit. If you're on that rounded bit, it will slip under pressure, and then it'll be loose, and you'll think, oh, that's rattling a bit, what's that? And that's what it is. Right, so okay, that's got that out of the way. Right, we're on there. I'm going to put a ring centre in there. just so I get a bit of tailstock support just for starting off. I mean, it's a little bit, it's not quite on the centre there, but I'm not turning it for a live edge or anything, or a natural edge, so it doesn't really matter with that. Right, I'm just gonna hold it like that, shape the outside. Now this for me would normally be a spindle gouge or something like that to do the outside of that, but I'm going to use the carbide, the square, for starting off, just because I've been demonstrating that. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to use a selection of wood turning tools. Okay, I don't agree with this carbide traditional. What's traditional? Traditional, you go back to an old scrape, a piece of metal sharpened for a scraper. That's traditional. You know, they didn't have bowl gouges. So I'm going to be using a variety of wood turning tools, be they carbide or bowl gouges, skews, whatever. That's what I'm going to be using. Right, okay, mask up. Right, I'm not sure what my speed. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, get it started, and then come up a bit. Oh, a little bit of wobble. Let's see if we go through it. Yeah, we've gone through it. I'm going to quickly just get that shaped on the outside. That'll reduce it then. Coming in with a square chisel, nice and gentle, no need to go tearing chunks out of it. Bring my tool rest around a bit. Oops, don't want to do that. Yeah. That's it, that's locked. Right, bring that in. There we are, that's close. Let's just check. Yeah, I'm just on near enough. No, I'm a bit low actually. I think that dropped a little bit low. There we go. That get me just above, slightly above centre. I'm not looking at pretty at the moment or what the finish is. I'm just getting it rounded. Right, let's stop and have a look. See what we got. Right, we're not doing too bad. It's pretty rough there. It's going to be because we're just scraping it. But yeah, we're getting there. Gonna bring that down quite a bit actually to get that in line. But we're doing all right. Right. While I'm on that, I've got a just to show you. I did actually get some of these. They're on the website. These rounded corner. They're the square cutter with a rounded corner. Now they're. I'll take this mask off for a minute. They're a bit funny actually because I was asked to try them and I did, and I thought those all right. So I thought I'd have some. But it's awkward to explain. I can't say they're not a sharp corner because they are a sharp corner. They're rounded, so there's no digging in. They're very sharp on the front, same as the normal cutters. But for doing this sort of thing, they can be quite good, because as you push round, the corner doesn't dig in, and it can give quite a nice cut. I'll do a little bit with it here just to show. So if you want to do this sort of thing on your, where you're coming in with the point, it can be a little bit more awkward to get that to push, and you don't really want to have to be coming around with the side like that, because there's a chance it's going to grab over when it's very rough. So I'll just show you a little bit with these cutters, and see what you think. So when you come in with these, it's exactly the same, but you'll tend to get that rounded finish. But it's weird, because they're not actually, look, when I push on the corner, they don't dig in unless you actually tip the chisel down. Then they can. But when you push them just flat, that can't go in, but the front and the sides can go in. So when you come round, it'll move the wood, but it will follow the shape. Without the corner digging in. And what you'll find is you'll get a smoother curve with them. I've not really used them much. I've sort of done a little test, and I thought, yeah, all right, I'll have some, but see, they're a lot hard. Look, when I'm on the corner, I can't get a catch. But when you come here, they remove a lot of wood. And when you come round, see, there's no digging in. You don't get no catching. So they're pretty good, yeah, it's getting smooth. They're pretty good cutter actually for doing this sort of work. Like I said, don't think you can come in and get your tenons, because look, it won't get that start on it properly. Look, I can't, it bounces, you can't really just push it in there. When a square chisel, you just push in. Because a square chisel's got that sharp corner. These just stop you getting any catching when you're doing this. There's no corner digging in. It won't grab you and pull you over. So I can just come in here, and you can see how much wood it's moving, look. And you ain't got, look, there's no grabbing hold of it. You just, a little bit of pressure down. And you get shavings come off with it. Let's have a look at what we've got. Right, that's getting better. That's all right, we're getting around. We've got a little bit because we've still got flat. We've got flat there. Probably wasn't dead centre with my worm screw there, but that's all right. I don't mind that. A little bit to go. A little bit to go, and then we'll start. So I can get the speed up a little bit more now, because we've removed some wood. So let's get it for an even 2,000. Yeah, well, 2,000 something. Right, I'm just on 2,000 RPM there. Just under. Just over. There we go. See, now the carbide tools work a lot better. And as I say, you're getting these nice shavings here, but although I'm getting these shavings, I am scraping. I'm not cutting. just because you get shavings, it doesn't mean you're cutting. That's where a lot of people, they do this, they pull around with their bowl gouges and they think, oh yeah, I'm getting all these shavings. You're not, you're scraping it. You only get that if you've got your bevel in contact. Right, let's bring this round, so I think we're nearly there. See, look, it's really like you can't, it's a weird the way this cutter works. But I can't pick up the cut there unless I tip it down, then I can get it. And then as soon as I've got a flat, as soon as I can get on it, it starts to cut. And they work brilliant if you want to use them like a skew and roll them over, because there's no corners to catch. Let me have a look and see what I got. And look, you can see that finish on that. Right, we've got tiniest little flat there. I'll get that as I'm cleaning it up. Okay, I've got a bit of bark left there. I'm going to leave that. I think I'm going to leave some of that. That'd be all right. That'd be a nice feature to it. So yeah, I thought I'd just show you those, but they're not a replacement for the square. Okay. You can't use it to put tenons on and things, because you won't just be able to get that nice crisp cut. But if you want to do it for shaping like this, with no danger of the points digging in and catching, then they're a really good, and they're on my website. That's a 15mm, and pardon me, there is a 14mm as well. The 14, they're not as rounded and they're a little bit sharp on the 14. So I think the 15's better, personally. I've done both are on now, I've tested both. So I'll just put that chisel back. Thank you. I'm finished with that one. Right, okay. Right, now I'm going to try and get my finished cut on this here, and then I'll be putting probably put a little recess in the bottom there, because as you know, I'm not a person for tenons, so I'll actually start that now, get that going. Take that way in a minute. I want to get a little bit of a clean up on this now. I'm going to probably use a bowl gouge and clean it up a little bit, because I didn't zip my thing up. I've got wood shavings gone down my neck. Right, I want to just get a couple of clean up cuts on this. Get the shape up the top there. I've still got a little flat up there. Still a little bit there, a little bit of a flat. A little bit of a flat. It's gone. Well, I've got that bark of that down there. So right, let's come in for a finished cut now. that bit. I think that might be that bit of bark, I'm not sure. I don't think it's actually a bump. I think there's any bumps there. Stop and have a look. Yeah, it's this bit of bark I can see going round. Right, that's a lovely clean finish there. I don't know, there's a tiniest little bit there. Tiny bit with a tool mark. Just there's a very little bump. So we're going to have to get our tool rest round a little bit for that. Get rid of that. Yep, that should be alright. Right, I want to take that bottom off now. We'll get a recess in the bottom. Take that off, yep. Everything's going to stay there. Don't look like it's going to go anywhere. Right, get me twisty holdy thing out of the way. The bowl gouge. Okay, look at that. Right, let's some of the rest in the guards now. Clean this up. Right, okay, I want to put a recess in the bottom. And that's 40 mil on that. And I think I actually got my little thing here. No, I don't think that's set for that. But I'll use this, it's alright. But I know it's 40 mil for my little chuck. That'll be there. Right, that's for this chuck that's on here. Yeah. So by going, drop my handle and going up, I can get my recess in there. And I'll drop that down just a tiny bit. Just go make sure I've got that nicely in there. Yep. That's it, I want it to sit on this little outer rim just here. So I feel it, it's rough, but it's not. It's that bit of bark that's on that edge, around there. That's what I'm feeling. Yeah, that bit of bark sticking out there. We might have to lose the bark, I don't know, I'll see how it goes. I'll do a little bit of sanding on it. Actually, I think I'll put a couple of little lines in the bottom, just so it don't look so boring. But I'll just use my detail 90 chisel. Which again can be very good if you want to come around the outside of bowls, because you can shape around the outside like that. You can come in and push around and get around there. Quite good for that. I'll have to do a bit more on that one at some time. Right, let's get this over, do a little bit of sanding. Right, start 180 grit. We'll get this up a little bit because this is new, so I want to make sure I catch the dust. That's it, we've got that going in there. I can hear it there, that's a bit of, that's where that bit of bark is, I think. I'm hoping that's going to look alright. I want to leave it there if I can. Actually, what I might do is, I get asked all the time about I've got these and I don't use them, so right, we'll have a go. People say to me, you've got those inertia sanders, why don't you use them? Well, I don't. That's 180 grit. But being there's that bit of bark there, 240. I can hear that bit of bark just there. $220. $400. Because we've got it here, I'll go up to 600. Right, now there we go. What I'll do is I'll use a bit of sanding paste. Use a bit of sanding paste, but I'll have to take it from the other side of the pot because I don't want it to start, because I've already gone up to 600 grit, so I don't want it to be so coarse. Got less work to do this time. Having an easy day. I know a lot of people have asked me about my sanding paste and if I'm gonna... Oh, let me take the mask off for a minute. Oh, let me take this off. I'm just doing this bit because there's no... I'm not doing any turning at the moment. Yeah, a lot of people have asked me about my sanding paste, if I'm gonna sell it and stuff like that, and I'm not going to, no. It's something I make up for myself because it suits what I do. And for a lot of you, if you don't turn like I do, if you don't do all this at 2000, I mean, I'm 2036 at the moment, and if you don't turn at this speed, then it's not going to work for you. It doesn't work at the lowest speeds. I mean, I've said before, I've got the I'll do you a little bit of advert for you. Okay, a little bit of Yorkshire grit. But I mean, I bought this tub and you can see I've tried a little bit of it. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. I can't be turning my lathe down to 400 and all that. It just doesn't work. I've got that. I've got the it's the same here, the Hampshire Sheens. Now, I'm not knocking them. Nothing wrong with them. A lot of people use them. If you like, I've got Hampshire Sheen there. Okay, but when you I mean, sand to immaculate and do this and put that coat on and this coat and everything, I can't do all that. That's no good for me. Just doesn't work for me. I can't use it like this, so it's just absolutely no good to me. I bought them to try them, and yeah, absolutely no good. So they sit in that back corner up there, out the way. I've got them, but I don't. As I say, I don't use them because they don't work. I designed my own one, made it up myself, tested with ingredients, got one that works. I mean, this has only had my sanding paste on, no sanding sealer on this one. Don't need it on you so much. I find U's okay. It's a pretty good wood. Don't tend to need sanding seal on it, and I don't have to with my wax anyway. It will seal. But that's just sanding paste at the moment, and that's got a lovely, you can see the shine on it. And then my wax is the same. I make it up myself, just because it works for me. Okay. And like I said, like you've seen the results for yourself. I don't do hours of sanding and stuff like that. But unless you do exactly what I do, this wouldn't work for you. It works for me, and that's all that matters to me. If you find something that works, then stick with it, guys. Don't do something just because other people do it. So I say, develop your own style of turning. Right, there we go. We've got that. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Right, oh, you can see the finish on that.
Really nice.
And I've managed to keep that bit of bark. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, there you go. You've seen exactly what I've done and what I've used.
Don't cut this one in half when you finish.
No, I won't cut this one in half. I'm going to hollow it out, and we're going to keep this one because that's a very pretty piece of wood.
Yeah.
That is such a beautiful finish on that. That it really is. Right, okay. So I'm going to get this turned round now. Remember, it's on a worm screw, so don't go taking my chuck off. There we go. Yeah, use a lovely wood. But there, I hope you can see that that finish on that, guys.
Hold it there.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice bit of bark. All those different patterns and colours and What a shine, that's lovely. Right, okay. Worm screw out. There's my chucky. Right, there we go. And now we should, yes we are, we're going to fit. Let me see. I should have a pretty much a perfect circle there, so shouldn't be marking. Right, I've got it. Let me just see if that's all, yes, running true. Right, so we're tight and a quarter. Okay, that's all I need. No more than that. Tight and a quarter. Right, that's good. That's looking good. That's looking good. Right, we'll get that hollowed now. Now, I don't. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of a, let's see, on this, a depth hole. Now, fortunately, this, well, I've made this one up, that drill bit.
Yeah.
Right, I can adjust its depth with my tool rest, because when it hits there, if I use my tool rest, see, right now I can see, because I've got to allow for the fact that I've got a recess. Okay, so I can go down to that. So I tighten off there, and then all I do is adjust my tool rest up, so that pretty much that's going to work on centre, like so, and then you won't get no spiraling or grabbing on it. Okay, you can get it onto the centre. He says it shouldn't do. You watch it do it now. Right, so we start up and we're just going to go in. Now that sucks that straight in. Right, and all we're doing is we're going down. That's it, can't go no further. And that's my depth, okay? Nice and easy and controlled. And that's it. When you do go it, don't hold there or there, because if that catches that and it spins in your hand, that will be very, very nasty. Right, okay. There we are. We're going to start doing a bit of hollowing. And again, as I've shown you, an easy way to get some hollowing done is to use the square. Just come in a little bit. Right, you can just see, I go down, I get to there and it starts to push me to the middle. So come out, take another cut, and then you can go back to the middle. Come out, take another cut. Yeah, I'm above centre, so you can see how far above centre I am. Okay. It can be a nice, oh look, all that, look. See, if you want ribbons, you'll get ribbons using that. Look. but we're only scraping. Right, so I'm just getting down to the bottom of that hole now. Little tap, little dab. Just going very gentle so I can just get to the bottom. I don't want to go any deeper than that. Right, there you go, that's done that, his job. Okay?
It's nice to see other turners are actually adopting that same...
Yeah, I've actually noticed a few people have started doing this and they've never done it before. I've seen them, but it's again, if you, I mean, you can come in now and start to clean up, because I mean the finish ain't going to be great on this, although I don't think it's going to be bad. Right, okay, so we've got down to there. So we've taken most of those guts out there. Now if you're using your bowl gouge, you'll probably be going in and resharpening now. And with this it just saves it, because this will do this bowl after bowl after bowl. You'll do I can't tell you how many, a hell of a lot of bowls with that. By just taking out all the guts. Now you can come in, you can use your bowl gouge, you can use your other carbides, you can use whatever tool you want to clean it up. So, you know, you can do whatever on that. Right, now we're down to that. We'll probably come in and use a bowl gouge now.
And the same technique should work on any size bowl, really, shouldn't it?
Yeah, they'll work on all the size bowls. Right, I'll go for this one, I think. It's the one I was using yesterday. I haven't sharpened it, it's still the same. Exactly the same tool, so I can come in a little bit high and down to there. That's better for me. Right, okay. So now I can just come in and make a few clean-up cuts. So down to that bottom. Right, that's nice and flat there. We've got a little bit here, so we're going to come around, pick up our cut. This isn't like in the bottom of the bowl here, because it's quite steep actually. Right. Okay, we've come round, I've got a little bump there at the bottom. It's a bit steep for this grind. Right, we're okay there. Right, now we've got a few ridges down this side. We'll come in and pick these up. Got a couple of ridges there. And hear it just good at the bottom there. This is all coming into the shoulder. It's not liking that curve there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come out now and I'm going to go over to the best tool for doing the bottom of bowls. The SCH3 with the 12mm round cutter, the best one to do the bottom of the bowl. There's a knot there, I can hear that knot. The bark on the out, that's where the bark is on the outside. Right, I've got to come that way and get that to level up with that, because I've got to start lower in the middle now. See, now you can't do that with a bowl gouge. I'm slightly high for that, sorry. That's better. You get these lovely shavings, look. Lovely fine shavings. There we go, we're nice and smooth on that. We're getting that to level up. Got a little bump just there. And this handle round. Start to drop my handle down. Handle's going down, down, down. Right, by the end of it, you can see where my handle is. Okay, I'm down here, by the end of that cut. And that's the only way you can maintain the bevel to stay in contact for the whole of that cut. So we come down, coming out, and we've got to drop our handle down. So we're down here, that's the only way, and we're getting that. I've got a little, tiny little bump just there, just a tiny little bump. That's not too bad. A little bit just there. Just there. But I think actually that's some of that where the bark is. On the outside, I think it's on the inside, but I think it's a knot. I think it's like where that branch was. That's a bit of like end grain there. But that's it. Not too bad. Right, I'm going to leave that one at that. And then if you need a little bit of a... What's one's that got? No, it hasn't got that. I thought I had a negative rate on that one. I haven't. So you can always go to your negative rate cutter. Yes, I've got one here. Oh, good. And you've got them a chisel. Right, okay, so 15mm negative rate cutter. Now you can come in here and you can just very gently get those, any little bumps. So if you've got negative rate scrapers, well, why don't you use a negative rate cutter? It'll last a lot longer, you won't have to go and sharpen it. Because with the shape of that bowl, it's very hard to get that cut because you're going in quite deep. Right, they're all out. Got this bit here, I'm sure it's that knot. I can feel, just there. And look, these lovely fine hairs coming out. Yeah, it's definitely that knot, I'm sure of it. There we go. Right out to the edge. Lovely, nice and smooth. Right, okay. So yeah, just put a negative rate cutter on. You know, if you have a negative rate scraper, well then why do you use a negative rate cutter? You won't have to keep going and sharpening it. I mean, sometimes, like I say, we all need to just use something to clean up. I need to have a look at that and see what that is. I'm sure that's that. Oh yeah, there it is, but it's a knot. Yeah, I've got that. I'm thinking that's a ridge in there and I'm trying to clean that and it's not, it's a knot. But that's looking quite nice in there. Right, bit of sanding. Right, start off with our 180 grit. Funny little dot, there's no bump there, but there's a funny little dot in the middle. Oh, never mind. That's 180, 240. Keep it moving, don't hold it still because you get sanding lines. So I've got to see, I'm going to have to see if I can, it's just that very funny little dot in the middle. Not sure what it is. There's nothing there, it's not a hole. Yeah, be something on the colour of the wood. The amount of times I do that, I spend ages trying to get rid of something. And it ends up when I stop the lathe. But I'm not going to stop. I ain't got time to stop. Right, got 320 grit. A little bit of 400. Because I've done it on the outside, I'll do it on the inside. $600. Bit of sand in place, guys. How long's this been? 20 minutes?
56.
56 minutes?
It's like about organising like doing a live, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I'm not going to cut it.
No.
I know some people think the videos are a bit long, but I'm not going to start cutting bits out, I'm afraid, guys. I don't like to fast forward or play to music. I like, you know, when I watch them back, I like listening to myself. Put a shine on that. Go around the outside, take the dust off. Right, there we are, guys. I think we're there. Wow. Pretty bowl. It's got all these marks. Like you think that's a mark on there, but it's not. It's actually in the grain. It's actually the grain of it. You'd think that was marks on the wood, like, you know, something's rubbed it, but it looks like a rub mark, but it's not. It's just the actual grain. It's like as if there's a bit of spalting in it, as well as all the patterns. It's beautiful, beautiful piece of wood.
Would you like it? You.
Cool. What are you?
It's our favourite wood, isn't it?
All nice and even. There we go, guys. Just a nice little bowl. Okay. Finished off with my own sanding paste, my own waxes, and that's it. Right, so there you go. Right, the next one I'm going to do, I've got a bit of spalted beech here, and I'm probably going to do a lidded box, pot, whatever you want to call it. Do something like that. So I'll take that down, and do probably about that bigger body and that bigger lid. So, and that'll be on the next video. Right, so there we go, guys. A little U-bowl. And I'll see you on the next one. Toodle pip.
Bye, guys.